I told you Mike McDaniel spoke to the media today. Mario Cristobal made the media rounds for ACC Media Days today. He was on with Joe Rose. Couple of cuts here from Mike McDaniel first, okay? This one, now, again, I said this at the beginning of the show. I believe Mike McDaniel is in midseason form because my head was spinning around as if I were in The Exorcist about halfway through some of his answers.
Got him.
Here is Mike McDaniel. He's asked about what Tua is going to do in practice while still having contract negotiations.
Is Tua Tagovailoa going to practice in all periods, or do you guys work something out where he'll do some but not all? What's the plan?
The plan is something that I think there's two parts to it. I think it's important to acknowledge that Tua is in the midst of a contract negotiation. That's important to him and the football team. That being said, we communicate very well, and it's very fluid. We're taking it day by day today. I expect it to be kind of like OTAs, and we'll move on from there.
All right. There's two parts. It's fluid, day by day, and we don't know.
But he's filibustering?
I don't know. I don't know if he knows. I don't know.
He can't say anything. He can't talk about it. Like we said something earlier. There's something going on for Tua to be here. Like it's not like they're like, you go to hell, you go to hell. Like they're trying to negotiate.
Some coaches could say, like Bill Belichick probably would have answered that with, I expect all players to be practicing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he just has his style, which is meandering.
Yes, I like
cute,
it.
But it's meandering.
Not filibuster. Meander is a better word. That's what he's meandering through the answer.
Here is Mike McDaniel on handling this distraction of the contract negotiations.
I'm very proud of the team this offseason. There's been a lot of things that we've matured in how we go about our business. And, one thing about being in the National Football League is there's stuff that goes on that you can't control. I think from the start, people try not to make a distraction and emphasize their work. That it's just an opportunity that in a different way is the same challenge that you're presented with during the entire course of the year. I'm not going to forecast how long anything looks a certain way or whatever. We'll adjust however we see fit to make sure that we're appropriately positioning our players for success, and all of those things are a distraction if you allow them to be. Myself, I have open conversations about that stuff and to the team, and to understand that we're all not robots. You have to consciously make sure that you're worried about the right stuff. I think our team is really excited about practicing against each other, and making today matter, and building on having something to build on for tomorrow. So I have no concerns about distractions, and we together make sure that we do whatever we can to put our best foot forward, really.
My legs have spontaneously started bleeding again. My blood's trying to jump out of my legs.
All your clots then went away. Now
he's got a couple of things that he does. I've noticed this last season. No matter what happens, he calls it an opportunity. Because you even saw it on Hard Knocks last year. They get their asses kicked, they do great or whatever. He always comes back and says, this is an opportunity. And he did it there. Somehow the contract distractions are an opportunity. He called it that. And then he said something else. I meant to write it down. But he's got like a couple of benchmarks that he goes to as his verbal crutches.
When you preface things, you're usually going to say something mean at the end. But I'll say this, that Mike McDaniel is one of the top 4 coaches ever to run this organization. I think Mike McDaniel is a genius play caller, and I love for him to be our head coach. But I found a meander definition that I think is perfect for this situation. an ornamental pattern of winding and interlocking lines in a mosaic.
Mhm.
That's what he speaks. It's just
Do we not find it as cute as we did in season 1?
We can't find it as cute because you're used to it. You know, like you love your wife's meatloaf until week 10.
Right. It's not as novel. It's not as cute.
But I still love it. But it's really, I love winding and interlocking lines. Like it's just kind of words enough for Barry Jackson or Omar Kelly to look down at their notebook and start writing, and then he stops talking.
But I can appreciate that. It like Bill Belichick, it had to have been tough covering him for Ben Volen, for example, for years. You're trying to get answers from him, and he refuses to give them to you. Mike McDaniel, I appreciate the fact that he's trying to give you a well.
Do you think he's trying to give you an answer?
I really do.
I don't.
Can't,
Solana. He can't, and he's just.
I don't think he's trying to, but I don't think he's really trying to. I think he's purposefully meandering.
I don't. I just think that's what he does, and I think he's actively trying to give you a well thought out answer within the confines of what he's allowed to say without starting some sort of controversy. But it just turns into 2 minutes of word salad because he's incapable of not giving you 2 minutes of word salad.
Solana, ask me about Tua's contract. I can do this.
Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins have not agreed to a contract. What's the next steps moving forward between you and your starting quarterback?
Well, it's part of the organization. You know, we're working with all our players. We love all of them. We're just trying to get prepared. This offseason was amazing. So now we're just working on, there's two sides of this. There's the team, and then there's the business side. So the business side is going to work it out. We have a great business side. We have a great team building. We have amazing leaders in this locker room. So they're going to work to get the business side dealt with, and we're going to work to get ready on the field to try to have the best success moving forward that we can have for the Miami Dolphin fan base and everybody that loves us. Solana, I just said nothing.
Now ask me, Solana.
Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins have not agreed to a contract negotiation. That is obviously the biggest story going into camp. What's next for you and your starting quarterback?
Well, we are working with the Miami Heat on a Dwayne Wade night for this.
I've said it before, Hawk. I would love for somebody to hire you as their marketing person. A speaker of the house. I would love for you to be speaker of the house. It would make every single night amazing for me.
Let's listen to one cut from Mario Cristobal from ACC Media Days. He was on with Joe Rose this morning, and he was asked about the high expectations. You weren't on the air here in the first couple minutes of the show, Crowder, but I have a list from, sportsbetting.ag. First head coach fired in college football. You want to guess who the favorite is?
Who?
Don't look too far than the tattoo on your arm.
Not Billy Napier.
Billy Napier is the favorite right now.
No.
At 4-1.
Billy's that bad off?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's on the hot seat, no?
No. Hell. They had an SEC realignment. Yeah. Damn,
I didn't come out of the box and lose to Miami, which they're going to.
Well, I don't know about all that second part, the latter, but I think now he gets his quarterback. You know what? This is why I keep saying play the young guy, because now you have an excuse. If you play a 6-year senior and get your ass whooped a couple weeks, you're getting fired. Play the young guy. Now you can develop with DJ Lagway.
So Billy Napier is favored at 4-1.
6-7, 5-7 in his first 2 years.
Yeah, I mean it's not that's not Florida standards.
Oh, listen, I'm not impressed by Billy in any shape, form, or fashion. And I say it all the time. We don't have All-Americans anymore. We used to have a bunch of All-Americans on that team. But I didn't think Billy would be. I knew Billy would probably be in the top 5 or 6. I didn't think he'd be number 1.
Well, he's number 1 at 4-1. Sam Pittman, Arkansas, is 5-1. And then number 3 is Mario Cristobal at Miami, 6-1. Which, again, I wouldn't bet it because I don't think they can fire him because the contract is so prohibitive that I don't think he can. But anyway, here is Mario Cristobal this morning talking about the high expectations for the Hurricanes.
There's never going to be expectations higher for ourselves than myself and then our players. we came to Miami. This was our end-all, be-all, man. Always has been, to make it look a certain way. And bit by bit, step by step, Miami is looking more and more like what Miami should look like. And you know what? I mean, let's call it what. Nothing's going to stop it. We just got to keep putting time, hard work, and great people and great competitors. Because hard work, great people, and great effort, it's undefeated, man. You know, just keep doing the work, keep doing it the right way with the right people.
All right. Let's see it on the field.
Is it Mario's record? And I honestly, Hawk, I'm asking you: is it his record or is it those?
It's the blunders.
Those blunders from. Last
there's losses on the schedule that you should never lose, but it's those blunders that get talked about for a week after on national media, like, because that was the knock on Mario coming here, right? Game day coaching is not his strength. And he hasn't done anything to change that narrative.
I would say I don't want to say he is Ron Zook, but that was Zook's thing. Zook can recruit, Zook can bring guys in, Zook can add a talented roster to your organization. Zook's going to make bad decisions on game day. And
that's what happened last season.
And it's both sides to it, where you have to recruit, but you also have to make game day decisions. And that's what
Cristobal can recruit like hell, man.
And that's why I say he's very similar. And that's why I bring up Zook, because that's who recruited me. He's very similar to Ron Zook, which I don't know if that's flattering or not.
But it needs to be a successful season on the field this year. It just does. It has to be, especially with Cam Ward at quarterback. It has to be. If
I was Mario Cristobal, I would bring Cam Ward to my house 7 nights a week for dinner and just let's work this thing out, big homie. Let's see Dub. Let's figure this thing out. See
Locked
Dub.
Locked in.
Lock in. Because to be honest, if he's on the hot seat, his job is pivotal on Cam Ward's success. Because we know where college football is.
Yep.